just going back to it, because of course we know what happened. Just talking about that actual decision, the red card. Now, on the stream that I just done, the midday live, Lee Gunner was referring to the fact that by the letter of the law, I ain't read the letter of the law because the letter of the law changes so often. I think that's probably where a lot of us miss it. But by the letter of the law, that was a red because of he did have some contact on the shin. The studs could be considered quite high because it was on the shin/ankle. Where is your mind at with it? Do you just not care because you won the game, or do you think no, like it has to be called out as a bad decision?
I mean, if we're gonna say by the letter of the law, then Martinez should have got sent off for 2-footed challenge because studs up 2 foot is a red card by letter of the law.
Yeah.
So this is why I don't really care about the whole letter of the law stuff in it, because like it's like one day it's letter of the law, next day it's refs are allowed interpretation, then it's like back to letter of the law. Like I don't really care in it. All I know is it shouldn't have been a red. It was a bad decision. It mashed up, like the thing that annoyed me about it the most is that, like, from the way that I'm seeing it, it's just a late challenge. Do you know what I mean? And the whole time he's only looking at the ball, so it's just a mistimed challenge. In like, it wasn't even the case of like they was breaking against us with like there was hella people covering. Like he was 70 yards away from the goal. You can tell that there's no intent there, and where his foot actually lands, it's no higher. It's actually lower than where Joao Gomez. Can't remember who he did it on, but his what he got his second yellow for, which should have been a straight red. So it's like, but at the end of the day, I don't care because it's not even that we won the game. It's that it's done. I can't change the decision. The only thing I can hope for is when it goes to appeal, we win the appeal. I would be highly surprised if we didn't, because there's usually ex-footballers on the panel, and they're not going to be like it was a red card. So because they know it's not a red card. So hopefully it will be rescinded. But it's like he's a Miles Lewis Skelly, he's a young brother, just, made his way into the first team. And now because of your, like, I don't know, I hate this guy, bro. He's given my club 8 red cards. He's actually refereed my club 55 times and given me 8 red cards.
Is that a lot? Is that a bad ratio?
Well, do you want to know? Do you want to know what the ratio is?
No, I'm just, because we have to be
games.
But
52 games for Liverpool. Yeah. 1 red card. Yeah. Okay. 48. I think it's like 47 or 48 games for Man City. 0 red cards.
Okay. But I think it's fair to say that you have to judge each decision separately. We can't sit here and just look at all of them and say, 8 red cards, because they could all be 8 red cards. Did you think the
Martinelli thing was a red card?
What's the Martinelli one again?
When he got the at Wolves, where he got the yellow for disrupting the throw-in and then the foul. Do you think that was that in 2 yellows in the space of a minute? Not even a minute.
They were harsh. They were very harsh. But again, if you go by the letter of the law, he's not necessarily wrong. And that, for me,
but this is the thing, man. No, but you don't see these things happen. That you can't say letter of the law.
I think
because you don't see them happen again.
No, but my point is that the letter of the law backs up his state of thinking and his way.
Then do it every time. Then do it every time. If it's letter of the law, then you have to do it every time.
The consistency is gonna lack because each decision is subjective. A lot of these red cards are subjective, and not all of them are given as red. Some could be yellows. So we have to just look at it from a non-biased perspective and accept the fact that yes, there will be biases in some of these referees, but I think the biggest problem is the rules itself. If the rules didn't change so often, there wouldn't be a confusion amongst the fans, to the referees, to the world that, this is a red, this is a yellow. It'd be very clear what a red and... I mean, back in the day, if we went 10 or 15 years ago back, when we were growing up, we were watching ball, I think it was very clear what red was and what was a yellow. Most challenges rarely got a red unless it was 2-footed, stud showing. Anything else is really a yellow card. Like, unless mad dangerous intent. So it was very clear back then where it was. But now, because we've just tried to get away from the fact that football's a contact sport, and anytime you touch a player, they go down, it's a yellow, it's a red. That's where all these issues have come from. Let's be honest here. That is literally it.
We just got to stop saying letter of the law, yeah, because conveniently, letter of the law only applies when it's Arsenal. Because, by the way, it was also Michael Oliver who sent off Trossard at Manchester City, yeah, the second yellow for wasting time at a set piece, yeah. Do you know how many people have received second yellows for wasting time since then?
Probably none.
Exactly.
But they should.
But do you know how many men have wasted time? Not even just in Arsenal games. It's in all games, bro.
Yeah, I know. Bro, it happens.
And you haven't seen it again. You haven't seen it again. And man will say victim mentality, but then it's not even that. It's bro. If it is letter of the law, then that means that you must always apply it all the time. No, whenever it happens. Because it's letter of the law, right?
Consistent. There should be more consistency from the referees. I think we all agree on this. But again,
we don't, because we don't call it out when the consistency is only there.
We don't call it out every week, though. That's the thing. We only call it out when it happens against our teams, and that's just the long short. The reason why when I mean our teams is in you call it out when it happens against Arsenal. I call it out when it happens against Tottenham. Our teams,
bro.
So our teams, plural. So my point here is the biggest problem.
Let me remind you. Let me remind you. This is the same referee that didn't send off Kovacic against Arsenal for a second yellow offense because he didn't want to ruin the flow of the game. Pardon?
Okay. And the issue still lies in the fact, like you
said.
No,
don't say consistency, bro.
Bro, because you're just gonna sit here and you're gonna say Michael Oliver has an agenda. Michael Oliver wants to see my club. All right, if you think Michael Oliver has an agenda, cool. I'm not gonna look, bro. You're allowed to have your own opinion on it. I don't really care.
Just tell me why.
I don't have an emotional attachment.
No. But you say it's not even. I don't have an emotional attachment to it. It's not an agenda, bro. Like, okay.
So you tell me what he has against Arsenal.
Okay,
I need to know.
You say consistency, yeah. You say consistency. So why is it, yeah, that still to this day, yeah, after over like 150 games of football being played in England, yeah, that only Declan Rice and Leandro Trossard have been sent off for wasting time at a set piece?
You're telling me
because that's not even consistency.
But then that's again, that's not a consistency for me of where I say it's consistent issues because why is only one referee applying that? Why?
That's two refs. Because at Brighton it wasn't Michael Oliver, it was a different.
I just assued it was Michael Oliver because you're
no. It was a different ref because it can't be consistency because we've seen it consistently.
That is my issue though. Is where I need to understand hooks though.
No, but you know what would be? Consistency would be every game week we're seeing players kicking away the ball in whatever game we're seeing them kick away the ball to waste time, and then in one game a player gets a yellow for it or a second yellow for it, and then in another game the player does the same thing but doesn't get a yellow or a red. Then it's a consistency issue because that's referees not understanding the rules. That's when it becomes a consistency issue.
No, but then wait,
you can't say it's a consistency issue.
I can tell you, you're just trying to argue for arguments because I literally said to you, I said the referee not understanding the rules. I said it to you there is a big issue. The fact that rules have changed so much over the last couple of years. I think there is some referees that probably don't understand the rules, and VAR is supposed to come in to help.
All the way before we got sent off.
And then when you talk about that decision in particular, you're saying it's only been applied twice, and it was both against Arsenal.
It's not consistency, bro. Do you know what it is? They probably realized, if we keep on doing this, there's going to be a lot of red cards this season. So they probably just started turning a blind eye to it.
People in the chat are referring to the fact that Gomez kicked the ball away and he got sent off.
No, but before he got sent off, he didn't. So when he kicked the ball away, he didn't actually get a yellow for kicking the ball away.
Oh, okay, Fez. Look, I can't sit here and talk about every single decision that's made. I just think that the notion that it's all against Arsenal again is a.
It's not all against Arsenal.
That's how it seems.
Wait,
let me come in here. Let me come in and explain.
It's all against Arsenal, bro.
This is why, and people are saying they said victim mentality is because you're making it seem because you're only mentioning Arsenal.
Yes, because only Arsenal have received the red for it, bro.
No. But hooks.
Only Arsenal.
Let me get my point out.
Have received the red for it.
You're not understanding what I'm saying, bro. My point here is when you're trying to make it seem like just an Arsenal thing, is because when I mean like the fact that your problem with the referees makes it seem like all the referees are against Arsenal or so on because you guys.
No, they're not all against us.
But they're making it seem that way because you're only talking about decisions that happen to Arsenal. No, wait. Let me talk now. When it happened to Arsenal, when it happened to Tottenham, when it happens to Liverpool, when it happens to every other team, you guys don't care. Arsenal fans don't care. Most fans don't care. When we have bad decisions go against us, when you have,
I'm not talking about bad decisions. I'm talking about bad decisions. Whatever. No, that's not true because I thought Southampton got very hard done by for Joe Linton not being sent off. I thought that
that's only this weekend.
Fulham got very hard done by Martinez not getting sent off.
That's only this weekend. The thing is, prior. You're talking about the decisions that happened this weekend, and of course it's going to run with your agenda.
But the thing is, it can't be bro. I can't have an agenda because there's not other people being sent off for the things that my players have been sent off for.
Okay, so then that's
how can it be an agenda? It's not like I'm ignoring.
Let me tell you the consistency.
No, you can't. No. How I can't. It's not that I'm ignoring that. Oh, yeah, Tottenham. Kulusevski, he got sent off for wasting time, and Martinez, he got sent off for wasting time, and Haaland, he got sent off for wasting time. But I'm only talking about the Arsenal occasions, bro. It's only happened to Arsenal. I cannot talk about any others. Okay. There's no others for me.
Clearly, a lack of consistency amongst the referees in calling out the decision, bro. Like you've been going on for 15 minutes talking about the same thing.
I'm done. You don't understand.
You don't understand.
People saying consistency, but it can't be consistency.
You're not listening. You're not listening. You keep interrupting every time I try to come back. Let me come back and don't interrupt, bro, and listen. Listen, because I've literally sat here and said the consistency amongst calling out that decision is missing amongst referees. The referees need to call out that decision more. There's no consistency in the decisions that they're making. I've called this out, and you said, "Oh," but you're just doing it. When I had the handball, I was like, "There's no consistency in refereeing decisions because they're not all making sense." The decisions that we had to go against Spurs, I said this weeks ago after that Newcastle game. So the fact that they're making decisions against you and then they're not calling the same decisions in another match lacks consistency, and that's what you're not trying to listen to. You're not trying to hear. You just want to sit here and talk about the fact that Arsenal were hard done by in these two decisions, and it's only Arsenal that had these two decisions go against us for wasting time and so on. Okay, your own fans in League Gunners called out the fact that you waste time in games. He said we waste so much time. Why are we wasting time?
I know we do.
You still do it. Okay, but your team still does it. Okay, you're not the only team, but the fact.
Look, another consistency. That's a consistency issue. That's a consistency issue.
And have I said that? Have I said that?
No, that's a consistency issue. Lee Gunner calling Arsenal out for it. You calling Arsenal out for it. Whoever else calling Arsenal out for it, but not calling out all the other people that waste time.
Because we don't call out teams wasting time. You're a good team. That's why. Why are you wasting time? Why are you playing Stoke football? Why are you doing up Stoke FC?
I don't know. I don't want Arsenal to play this way.
Why are you playing for set pieces?
Why are you asking me? I don't want Arsenal to play this way.
I'm asking you.
You're asking the wrong guy, bro.
Arsenal.
Bro, you're asking the wrong guy.
You're here to answer questions for Arsenal.
You're asking the wrong guy, bro, because I'm not the guy that wants us. Bro, when I'm watching us play and I'm watching Timber Bear just bro, I'm screaming at the TV, throw the ball. You can't be talking to me, bro. You got to do, Mr. Famous Streamer. on Saeed's channel and all that. You need to, you get me, get into
a
press conference.
He's on more streams than me.
You need to get into a press conference, yeah, and ask Arteta, bro. Why do you keep on?
Bro, why don't you sit here and just answer questions and not do the political thing?
I can't answer
you ask me managers, you ask me questions about Tottenham, and I'm answering. I answer for my
questions.
I'm asking for your opinion. I'm asking for your evaluation.
I can't answer questions that I don't have the answer to, bro.
Okay. Deflection.
Okay.
Let's move on from it. Let's move on from the game.